It's working properly. Look at that. This is like I just want to sit back and absorb the inner workings of non-idiocy of this thing I'm using. The streaming platform. It's like, so apparently the people that run this thing know what the fuck they're doing. I mean, they add all these stupid things to it, and then they crash it. And this is the third time they've done it since I've used it. I mean, I just told them they're just a bunch of idiots at this point. Just, what are they doing? It's like you're supposed to, like, it's not like Windows XP or something. It's supposed to, like, improve upon it and then leave it working instead of just improve upon it and just kind of like go to lunch or something for 5 hours or whatever, and just the thing's all dead. Yeah, because it has like another section here it kept going to. I'm not gonna mess with it. It had all this garbage to it. I don't touch any of it. But all these other platforms, they all suck. This is like the better one. This is the better one. At least reasonable. Yeah. So anyway. Bells and whistles that don't mean anything. So that goes into the segue of. So I wonder if my title yesterday would have actually worked, calling the spirit world a big baby. And I don't know. Anyway, this is another day of. We call it trashing the spirit world, or some people might think I'm crazy talking about it, but a lot of them are NPCs, so who cares what they think? So universe obviously is filled with failed beings. Universe itself is not exactly the smartest. It's kind of, it's exhausting trying to get something out of them. It's like they don't want you to know anything. I don't know. They don't get them to do anything. I guess you can say this is what they call it, evolving. Of going. Usually I just let the universe do its thing, and obviously you gotta go through what you gotta go through. At another point where the universe is like sitting there, like a dunce sitting in the corner, like really stupid. I'm bringing it up again because it's true. And the spirit world is just another sad realm. So you go to these two sad creations, and they don't like when you call it out like that, but it's true. What in the world is Trump? Come on. Elon Musk and Trump. It's like, you can't get more cartoon than that. Well, maybe you can. We had Biden and whatever, just as those examples of just like, whatever. He says he's going to tariff everybody, and then they don't tariff. This is bad. This is a movie that just you can't just put in another VHS cassette and watch something else. It just can't do it. Well, I guess you can ignore it, but it's not like you can just like, okay, this world is there's got to be some other universe that's not full retard, but whatever. I guess we were here to help the universe become something, because right now it I don't think it has much of an identity or anything. It's just a sad state. Both realms are kind of pathetic at this point. They've been pathetic for a long time. I'm just calling it out more and more. Obviously, in the spirit realms and non-physical, there's only so much they can do. But they're not exactly, they're like, reaching out to us. Is like, oh, by the way, you can do more here than we're actually telling you. Or some kind of indication. Or anything. They just sort of, maybe they don't even know. I'm starting to think they don't know. Well, yeah, they don't know anything, so they don't know. So yeah, we're helping them grow up. And universe is flat. The reason I mentioned that in the title is just sort of like, bland, nothing. Just a sad. It's all sad. Both realms are pretty pathetic. So, just like being like in a relationship. A lot of people, you get into these relationships, like the romantic relationships. Not all of them are dead on arrival, but a lot of them are. I would say majority of them are dead on arrival because that's like the sign of an NPC too. Not always. A lot of people get into these relationships and just their growth stops or doesn't really go anywhere. So like, kind of do, but kind of don't. You become human instead of a spiritual being. Like you're, not everybody's supposed to do that, but anyway, you just can't relate to, human, whatever, avatar stuff. If you're not into the relationship stuff, because when you have a relationship with the universe, oh my god. Yeah, you don't have a relationship with people here, a romantic relationship with people, but you have a relationship with a sad reality. I tell you, the universe has got to be one of the biggest retards out there. That's why they help sad reality grow and become something worth something. It's like you can put those rags and put on a tuxedo, maybe. Okay, maybe not. Because it's still a freaking toddler. But anyway. Yeah, like relationship, it's interesting. Relationships here, some people just want companionship and all that, yada, yada, yada. But you'd be surprised how many people get in relationships and they don't even know themselves. Which I think is commonly known, at least for some people. They just don't not know. They're so invested in a relationship, they want it so bad, they have no idea who the hell they are. That's super common. Not a damn idea. Just like the universe, it doesn't know shit either. It has all these relationships with everybody. Gives the people what they need, but it's like a hollowed out nothing. So don't feel alone. The universe is the same thing. It's just a giant-sized NPC itself. And it knows it too. It's funny when it bitch it out sometimes. It just gives the information. It doesn't really do anything. It doesn't like being seen as sad and pathetic, but it is. I don't care what I don't care what anybody says, because they don't know what they're talking about. Because they just want to see grass is greener and live in fantasy land. But it's true, the universe. I mean, you see the state of the world right now, or throughout history, is because people here are not tapping into the lame duck universe that we have and to repair it, to help upgrade. I mean, obviously it's getting some kind of growth, but it's not really being called out for how backward and how nowhereville it's going. So, yeah, I've called it out before in the past, done it publicly. Usually I do it non-publicly, but when I do it publicly, that's just become like the norm. Yeah, and then you call it crazy for it, yeah, man, whatever. It's like it's NPC land out there, who cares? I mean, secret space program, NPC, not everybody's like that, but there's a lot of that out there. It's like a sad world. It's like spiritual teenagers that know everything. You have all the biggest groups and fans and all, yeah, whatever. Same old shit. They're always the cool kids that go nowhere. But they know everything. But there's really nothing original there either. It's all just what other people have said. And they add a cool factor to it when there's really nothing there. It's just hollowed out. Nothing. Just like the universe. So what's happened to the universe is that we just have a little more energy. At least this thing is working. So this thing wasn't working. Talk about exhausting. So yeah, I call it. Yeah, that was when I was really going to dig into the universe even more than I am now. Well, I don't know. This is kind of like the same thing. So those of you out there that are skeptical, you just can't. Because when I talk to the universe, I can feel feedback coming back from it. It's trying to figure things out. It's trying to grow. Like I said, it's like a toddler. It's a baby. Because it's ignorant in so many ways. It might have knowledge, but it's about it. It doesn't know what the fuck to do with it. It's like we're like, it's like paint for a canvas, but we're the ones that are giving it character in some kind of form when it doesn't have anything. Think of it that way. It's like it's kind of like its tool, sort of. I don't know. It's intelligence, but I don't know. I kind of question its intelligence, though. I don't know. It might be intelligent, but like how much is that really? like 0.5% or maybe less than that. like minuscule, like really small. There's some intelligence. So what is like ant size or smaller, microscopic? I think it's more microscopic. Probably even less than that. Yeah. Well, like DNA and all that, that's all kind of forms into something, right? It's like so, like, because I don't think it knows what the fuck it's doing. Of course, they can't interfere with individuals here, especially people that are failures, Priscilla. No. See? Bad kitty. No, wait, wait. All right, go over there. Concentration. Anyway, so going to universe's energy. It's not for retard. Get more of a neutral energy of. I don't know. It can't reveal all of itself. I can just tap into it. Also, just consciously. It's just like I said, with individuals that are here that don't want to grow or just think they. I mean, there's people here that hate themselves and all that, and stop their growth. There's only so much the universe can do, but it can intervene. Like if there's potential there, let's put it this way. It doesn't mean it has to go save the world or anything, but if there are, it's kind of like when you have like a trauma patient, and they're kind of like on energetic life support. They're here. Like an episode at Touched by an Angel, or something like that. It's like they have potential, but they're kind of doing things. They're stagnant and all that. There has to be intervention there, and that's where the spirit world can intervene. But they're just it's like the TV shows do more than what the spirit world does. It's like, come on, people. Living the life as a light bright is great and everything. But it's nice if you guys, like, I don't know, intervene a little bit or do some kind of presto changeo something. I mean, he gave us Trump and all that nonsense, like whatever. God, man, it's like, man, just the headstone of the grave. Man, just bury us now and get it over with. Cartoon is now in session. But those that have potential to be helped here, it's up to, I guess you could say this is more of a deeper growth, because I'm just being general about it, or like for yourself in general, you have to put initiative for the universe and the spirit world. Like I kind of call them two different things because it's kind of different, two different consciousness, the way I see it. And you have the toddler, and then you have the infant. What's the difference there? Not much. But just like you're in a like an ER or something, like you're a doctor, like a spiritual doctor or something. You got to work on yourself, which is hard, but even doctors don't like having themselves worked on. Like the worst patients ever, right? So if you're on a spiritual path and you feel like, oh, I know this and that, yada yada yada, but then becoming more self-aware is easier said than done, right? Like your own flaws. Doesn't mean you have to be perfect, but kind of might be talking but not really hearing yourself, things like that. Whatever, it's something like that. Or just do shadow work, things like that. It's called shadow work, you could say. That's one form of it. But for those that need assistance here, this is like a more deeper consciousness. So it's like you can't always see the pay. Not that you have to go save the world. I wouldn't recommend that because that just do you have enough energy for that? And they're just gonna take all your energy and just deplete you and kill you, basically. What's the point in that? Well, it was like individuals, like you have a kid or a spouse or something like that, or a divorcee situation, but you have to focus more on yourself. In some cases, you can't always assist that. Probably you have kids, focus on them, not on somebody else draining the hell out of you. But it's really just good to connect to the forces that are around you. So this is more of a deeper, this is deep. When you think about it, it's a diving more deeper into consciousness instead of just saying we're going to get to the golden age and live la-di-da life and new earth and oh my god, just like this world is. It's like whack jobs from the spirit world are here. Lunatics, NPCs are just having a blast here. But to do actually deeper spiritual work is to use the spirit world and the universe to your advantage. Of course, it's like you're talking to a committee that doesn't know anything. Power, but they're kind of stupid at the same time. And you're trying to get them to do something. It's kind of like we'll just use during the AIDS virus situation, like when doctors are trying to figuring this all out and trying to get help from the higher ups, and they're all just we don't care. It's like all you have to do is like screen blood. And once they started figuring things out, they had the kind of detective, and doing spiritual work is kind of detective work too. I'm being general, but I think some people understand. I get a feeling people understand it. But so you kind of like, you go on your spiritual journey, you're doing kind of detective work of just trying to find out, like, to open up your own reality or help someone else that's stagnant. But it's kind of like I mentioned, it's touched by an angel, because it's kind of like that. Or like being a monk or something like that. But you're there to assist others. You don't live a life like everybody else. You live like this lone wolf outside society. It's not to say it's easy. But you're here to assist others, and you run into a person that is stuck in they have potential, but they're stuck, and you kind of have to connect to the spirit world and the universe and everything, and shift the frequencies because you might lose one. It's kind of like almost, I guess, kind of like Back to the Future, I guess, a little bit. Like you see the potential, but it's waning and things like that. Something like that. But just give me more of so tapping more into the universe and the spirit realms, just calling them out, like talking to nobody basically, but obviously you're on a spiritual path, so you're talking to somebody, and they feel it and you feel it too, and they're learning from you also. But you have to kind of go through their committees and all of that to get to some kind of intervention. It's kind of like a doctor. Like you need new medicines for a patient, It's kind of like that. We do it energetically, like even for yourself. Like you want to do it for your own finances. Good luck with that. I'm not sure if that works. They'll give you what you need. It's good to ask and see what happens there. Nothing wrong with that. And within means, just survival purposes. But also, like, if you're there to assist others, or like you have a sick family member or whoever, tapping more into the universe and spirit realms. I mean, people already do it, but like going to a deeper level of it, almost where you have to like yell at them. and not care what happens to them, because who cares? I mean, they're in the spirit realm. Who gives a shit? Who cares? They hurt their feelings. So what? I mean, they're just. I mean, they need their feelings hurt. Say, oh, you're being negative, yada yada. Oh my God, it's just like we're not living in My Little Pony land. We're on Hell Planet. We're on Trump land. I mean, God. I mean, Biden, whatever. We're in a world where Nancy Pelosi was possessed by God knows what. I'm just naming a few. So connecting to these other realms, doesn't mean. Sometimes there's a no, like you have to just go through certain situations and you kind of know that, but there's some situations where there's some situations you can't do anything about. Like you say, you're trying to save the world, yeah, there's like, don't bother. But like you want to know everything about 9/11, it's like sometimes just best things I don't know. But if someone in your life that feels, like there's, like saving a life, you could say. And it goes more to it than that, but it's like saving a life. Yeah. And that's where it gets kind of like you're almost like keeping someone alive that has a future and all that, but they're kind of waning off into the gray. And of course, you can't save everybody, but you can always put the effort into it. You can put wherever you can energetically into it until you feel like there's nothing else there. Like you say, if you have kids, it's another way of protecting your kids or family members, yourself. It's just another way of a spiritual going deeper into it. That's what this is all about, right? I mean, get challenged, but you can't make it about ourselves. But there's, I just say there's still work to be done, as I say. This is what we're here to do, and obviously we're seen as crazy by the majority, but most of them are they're in the what do you call it, the psychosis of this reality that's in what's in the news cycle. Same shit, different days. It's part of the same old ghostly mentality that's here. It's going nowhere. But it's like you connect to the individuals that have potential to evolve. Yeah, so just putting it out there. So just, I feel like the universe does work. I mean, obviously there's steps, there's processes. It can't do everything. Yeah, so like the physical do its thing. But there's still, room for intervention. Where you can, save a life or protect your kids or whatever. It doesn't mean you have to keep people alive forever or anything like that, but that's another way of. People are already doing their own spiritual work, obviously, but there's a deeper. You go deeper into all universe and spiritual realms. It's like kind of getting them to stand up and do something instead of just sitting around. Instead of being just stagnant energy and just doing the same old routine, to get them to do something a little bit more. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like you're kind of like a witch doctor, I guess, something like that, or some kind of. But it's just for the greater good. It's just not to it's not there to stop things. So to, like I said, help other lives and so on. Not to say, like I said, not to save the world. Not to make yourself rich. It's not about that. It's just about because it's just one person, or like you say, kids or whoever. I just use the kids because it's like an easy example for that. But I don't know. You just have to go by your intuition, what you feel on there. But that's what this is all about. It's like taking this reality and enhancing it. It's like you're taking the paints and all this, and then making a canvas, something with more detail and more enrichment. So there's always pushback from the universe here and there, but it all depends. Yeah, like I said, I don't think it knows a lot of stuff. It has potential, but it doesn't always know what it can do. Or it does know, but it doesn't do it. It also sees what we do with it. Like, oh, we saw you had that potential this whole time, and just sitting there to see what you do with it. Like, oh, fuck It's like whatever. There's probably some of that out there. But they're really, I mean, it's kind of like, Greek mythology. Like you have the gods watching, sitting around eating bonbons, trying to kill each other, and you're here to, you know, kind of go beyond what their expectations and get yourself out of a situation, help someone else get out of a situation, whatever, escape from Alcatraz, or yeah, break out of your own time, yeah, like have a whole another timeline intervention, like you all of a sudden you move somewhere else, yeah, those type of things, but you're actually part of that. You can call it spell work, but I don't want to call it manifesting, whatever you want to call it. But there also has to be some kind of leeway where that's allowed to happen. Because there's sometimes you can't do it. You just gotta live with whatever you got and just keep moving forward. But there are times when there are spaces in your timeline where you can make a change. Yeah, it's not always the case. Sometimes you just gotta go through what you got. But then when you feel like you can make a difference, let's say you're not always making a difference, but like I say, you're in the trauma ward at an ER and you're there to get creative, let's put it that way. So, yeah, bitch out the higher ups, whatever, and get what you need to, help the situation that you're in. Let's put it that way. Hopefully that makes some sense. So, yeah, it's not for everybody, but I think some understand what I'm getting at. So, we'll just leave it at that. All right, blessings.